Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the action here on Court A in Game Week 2 of the 2025-26 Slater and Gordon Premiership. Here we have Aspire PFC taking on Sevenoaks PFC. And a lovely minute's applause for Miles Miller. Sevenoaks is number 10. Sadly passed away a few weeks ago. Really tragic loss for everyone connected with Sevenoaks. I know I'm going to miss him very dearly, and it's going to be very difficult for these Sevenoaks players. We've done with a lot of loss recently, and it doesn't get much more difficult in an opening game than Aspire.
Yeah, it's a horrible one for Sevenoaks. I mean, you can only imagine what these players have gone through. Obviously, you knew Miles a lot better than I did, but such a tragic loss. You know, he played in the first National League weekend of this season. We saw him on these courts so recently and taken from the community and his team way too soon. But it was a lovely minutes of applause, and in those moments you always see the Powerchair football community stand strong together, and Sevenoaks, who in this game, as a result of obviously the tragic recent news, have been given dispensation to sort of transcend the classification rules, so they've been able to utilise all 4 players of their squad. Traditionally, they wouldn't be able to play these 4 together, as they've got 3 PF2s on the pitch right now, but due to the circumstances, there was no question that special measures would be made for them. Yeah. But it's going to be a good game of football.
Yeah, the football community comes together in times like this, don't they? And that's what makes our sport so just so incredible, because we are, at the end of the day, a community of like-minded people. So if Lynn, Martin, Aaron, if you're watching, I know Miles will be very proud of these boys as they take to the court this weekend. John Dixon comes to Dan McClellan. Bit of contact from George Shippey. Surprised that's not a yellow card, because Dan McClellan would have had a shot on goal there. But
yeah.
As you can hear, I'm joined by award-winning podcaster Chaz McPartlin.
Up the podcast, yes, you are.
Other podcasts are available. I should have to. They're not sponsored.
I mean, yeah, they are, but they're just not as good.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And you can say that now because they are award-winning.
Yeah, and I'm joined by award-winning goalkeeper Greg Baxter, obviously Premiership champion,
am
European
I
champion. Wow,
brilliant ball by Stanley Ball, and that's going to out the touch. No, it's awful. It was
terrible.
Great. It was brilliant this morning. It's gone downhill.
Leave the football before the football leaves
Well, apparently, according to you, the football's left me a while ago, Charlie. I mean, last night in the hotel bar, Charlie went, "I forget you're a player sometimes, Greg. You're just a voice."
Well, you are. You're commentating right now. You're literally proving. Haven't you got a game next?
I have got a game next.
So
yes.
the rest are in the changing room doing footage analysis, and you're here with me talking about Sevenoaks and Aspire.
The rest are over there watching Greenbank versus Borough, because we're playing Greenbank tomorrow, but I'm choosing to sit here and commentate Aspire Sevenoaks. I will go at half time and quickly get in my chair.
Wow.
Commitment, I think you'll find, is the word I use.
Yeah,
commitment to excellence. That's why it's a brilliant finish by John Dixon there. In at that near post. Well worked by Aspire. All across to Dan McClellan. John Dixon looked like he was going to go far post. Carl Alexander just left a tiny gap at that near post, and John Dixon found it. He's been a revelation since joining Aspire. He really has, Charlie.
Yeah, fantastic player. Such a good finisher, especially with that side hit. I always joke with him that he has that sort of play style plus, where he's like got one of the most powerful and accurate side hits you'll ever see. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's a great finish. Aspire, the chemistry pouring out of those 2 wingers especially. They really understand each other now. Well, that's it's not the best way to start a kick.
You know what? It worked.
Yeah, it confounded everyone.
It actually worked. They've got up the court. Bobby Williams is right in the way there. He is doing his best to flee as best he can.
That's a 2-on-1 in favour of Sevenoaks, if anything.
Yeah, I was going to say referee, come on. Should say referee is Dave Morris, assisted by Russell Baker and Ian Harley.
The controversial Russell Baker, who James Mason will be gunning for in this game.
I heard him before the game. He has apologised.
That's good.
Because he said it was an excellent decision. Etc. Etc. He did. I did watch that back a few times on the YouTube when I was away.
I loved it. It was quality. Hope. Is this charity penalty shootout happening then between Marcus and James Mason this weekend?
That's just news to me. Enlighten me, Charlie.
Well, so basically, I'll explain the full context to the viewers. So Russell Baker, the man that you can see on the right of your screen right now, he is a linesman. He was lining Sevenoaks versus Newcastle, and in the last minute, Newcastle scored a goal that was dubious as to whether it crossed the line or not. Now, James Mason, Sevenoaks goalkeeper, was pretty firmly of the opinion that it didn't. Russell Baker, obviously, and a lot of members of the wider community, including head referee Jeff. I think he said head referee.
Head Jeffery.
Head referee Jeff Lewis. He thought it did cross the line. Anyway, there was it was all in good spirit, but there was a big debate in the comments on one of the WFA's fake Facebook posts, and no, that was another. I'm really struggling to get my words out. It's early.
That award-winning podcast. Check it out here.
Anyway, there was a big debate in the comments, and then basically I sort of waded in, obviously as the sort of the keeper of the peace, and I said, listen, whether the goal went in or not, you know what's not in debate, James Mason? You see this penalty you saved in the Throttles game? You moved early. And then there was a massive debate about, James Mason, he would have saved it anyway, and then Marcus Harrison challenged him to take... He was like, I'll score 100 penalties against you in a row. And James Mason was like, go on then, we'll do it for charity. And then Jeff said he'd referee it, and it all just spiralled out of control. Basically, it was the boredom of a community when they've got no football on for a couple of months. But yeah, it was good entertainment. And that was...
I've played with James Mason. It's brilliant. I think I'd back Marcus to score 100 penalties, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, especially with our rules. And because...
Yeah, although do you think 100, is he bound, is there a time limit? If he can take as long as he wants, and I'd back him to score all 100.
Yeah.
If there's a time limit, then mistakes may creep in, and then maybe a chance he scuffs one.
Yeah, if it's literally he has to go penalty.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know, if it's just 100 penalties, like a game situation... All we've got to do is just put it far enough in the corner, and they actually are unstoppable.
So, I think we've talked about the action for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
John Dixon, brilliant ball across. Wow. Dan McClellan has kept that in. Excellent touch. We should probably talk about the football we're watching rather than...
Dan McClellan had to make up a lot of ground there because he literally started the move in the bottom left corner taking a kick in and had to take the longest route round because of good defensive positioning from George Shippey. Two on one. So Spire just growing into it, but you can see there's a real grit and determination to Sevenoaks so far. So Spire will actually be really pleased that they got that early goal.
It's a good ball, that. Yeah, it's 2 on 1. It's definitely a 2. Despite Carl Alexander's protest, it's 100% 2 on 1. It's a good ball as well from Stanley Ball. How many times are you going to say that? Good ball by Stanley Ball.
I like it.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
So when you say professional keeper of the peace, do you not mean professional stirrer of the pot?
I wasn't stirring any pot, and I will not have it any other way. I was merely just pointing out that all's well that ends well.
By suggesting, James, you moved early on the penalty.
I wasn't suggesting it, I was proving it.
Yeah.
I touched the clip, he definitely moved. He was moving before the penalty was given. It was that early.
Oh dear. You know what? Sevenoaks have responded well to get that early goal. Yes, Aspire on top. You'd expect that in a game between these two sides, but that early goal hasn't phased them. I think what you would say with Aspire that necessarily you don't see with, especially that West Brom game earlier on this morning. They have almost a keeper all the time, Aspire. Tom Kelly rarely ventures. This is as far as he usually gets.
Yeah, he very rarely gets involved. They started sometimes in game week 1, they bring him up for a set piece to sort of be that pin, but other than that, he very rarely ends up getting involved in the play. You don't see him in the opposition half very regularly at all. Which, Aspire are very firmly a 3 and a 1 team, and that's wielded them a lot of success, but 4 out is say maybe the more trendy way to play these days.
Well, no, what I'd say is, for Aspire, they don't have to necessarily worry so much about goals that West Brom conceded earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, they drew 1-1 with GBG Knights, which was a brilliant point for GBG. Disappointing for West Brom. That they don't have that sort of threat here because Tom Kelly sits a bit deeper. So Sevenoaks don't have that route back into the game when it's still 1-0.
Yeah, and what you'd also say is that then gives John Dixon and Dan McClellan the license to hit the ball as hard as they want and not have to worry about, you know, oh, is this going to get a stupid ricochet? And yeah, they are very well protected.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Ooh. I think maybe James Mason started first. Maybe perhaps James Mason started reversing first and John Balding drove into his reverse.
Yeah, or
perhaps.
If James Mason maybe got the first touch on the ball as well, then that might be that might sell it for the ref.
It's always those when players reversing, you always feel like it's going to go in the favour of the player that's been reversed into. That's why I immediately jumped to say that would be a penalty.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing because yeah, you very rare. It's quite a big no-no I think in the sport. You don't really obviously players play in reverse all the time, but if you're challenging in reverse or you make a tackle in reverse, you're very rarely going to be looked upon favourably by the referee for that. But I guess it's just harder to prove you're in control when you're in reverse. Well done. Really battling hard here, Sevenoaks.
They really are. That's all they can do. In a game like this, you just keep battling. Dan McClellan. Oh, brilliant ball. Does that so well. Does young Dan. Yeah, I mean, you have to ask, where was John Balding?
Yeah, well, was he?
For the front bumper. Where was he?
I think he did look frustrated with himself, John, there. I think he knows that he could have... The thing is, there was only really one place that could have gone.
Speaking of reversing into. There you go, George Shippey reversing the John Balding free kick.
Good vigilance from Dave Morris to actually spot it because it was somewhat off the ball.
I suppose the room went a bit silent and there was a bit of contact. I think you can't get away. You're not going to get away with it.
I don't think George Shippey sold that it wasn't his fault very well. He was still reversing when Dave looked over.
I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well
commit to the bit.
Yeah.
It's been a good game. High tempo. Sevenoaks are defending well, but not in like a completely disrupting the flow of the game kind of way. And making blocks, getting the ball clear, dribbling with the wingers when they can. It's making for good viewing. And Aspire, ever the sort of attacking team, they're trying to find unique ways to break this down.
Play on.
Probably could have played on for a couple more seconds just to see where that led, but
I mean, what you would say is Aspire have that goal, so there's no pressure on them. Like they're not like going to start forcing things.
Yeah, and they'll back themselves to what they were doing a lot in game week 1 is they were going. This actually was the pattern in a couple of their games. They go 1-0 up quite early. There was then a bit of a lull where they were probing away. And then the end of first half were very, very fruitful for Aspire. I remember especially against Rossells, they scored 3 goals in the last 4 minutes of the first half. And they know they're a team that have the ability to just go bang, bang, bang with goals and cause issues. But this is good battling from Kyle Alexander. These two. How many times do you reckon these two have played against each other in the middle? Because obviously they play every season in the South East Regional League, the Premiership now. Good strike by John Dixon after a pick-off from Dan McClellan. Well saved on the line.
Oh, that's a brilliant ball by John Dixon. Again, he's playing so well, John Dixon. He's taking this Aspire team just like a duck to water.
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't take. Like, I think the first weekend you could sense he was nervous last season, but by the end of last season, like, he just looked like a top player, and he will be. Like, he will be at the top of the game.
You're about to do a Harry Redknapp. He will go right to the very.
Yeah, he will.
He will go right to the very top. This kid.
He definitely will. He's got obviously the best possible people around him in the team in terms of the England captain and someone who's been in the England setup for a number of years. Obviously one of the younger players in the England setup and a winger as well to sort of play with and learn off. And he's just got such a great mentality, John Dixon. I don't know, anybody in the community that's ever spoken to him knows he's the nicest guy. He wouldn't, say boo to a ghost. Is that the phrase?
Pretty certain, yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't say boo to a ghost. He's a lovely chap, and he's a very hard worker as well, on and off the court. And you can tell it's really coming off for him, as he's going to have an opportunity here. It's a good recovery from James Mason. I thought John Dixon was through.
Perhaps should have played it to the far post with Dan McClellan to maybe front bumper. Oh, it's lovely from John Dixon. The 180 back on was never on there from John Bowling. Rare touch for Tom Kelly. Does his job. Substitution, off goes John Dixon. On comes Rich George. I've not seen him play this season yet. I've been away.
Oh yeah, you were away.
I've been away.
Rich George is so back.
He's back.
Had a great first weekend, Rich George. He is honestly improving at not an alarming rate, because nobody's alarmed by it, but you know what I mean. He's since coming back in, taking to the sport again, he's managed to get his technical quality up to a higher level so quickly. Yeah, he's another one that's just an infectious character. And he scored, I think he scored a goal, and he got quite a few assists at the first weekend. Great passer of the ball. He's another one that just gets such clean striking contact on it. I say that as he then doesn't exactly.
I'm going to give credit to Stanley Ball there. You've got in the way. It was more than Rich George not getting the contact he would have liked. Speaking of not getting the contact he would have liked, Dan just swung and missed.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a sloppy start from Aspire. Obviously, they got that early goal, which was well worked, but yeah, they're not quite making it happen in an attacking sense.
Hey. George was once part of it. Back in the day when we should still have the cup, WFA Cup here. I remember there was a penalty shootout between West Brom and Aspire, I think. It was an effort from Rich George, saved by James Mason, but he was the goalkeeper for West Brom, and the penalty shootout went to about the 20th penalty, 21st penalty, and I remember because my dad was the lineman in charge of judging whether the goalkeepers jumped or not. I remember I rather needed the toilet at that point, and Rich George saved one. I was like, go, I can go to the toilet. My dad went, no, Rich George jumped. And I was like, and the penalty kept shooting out for like another 5 or 6 penalties. I'm going, Dad, what are you doing? Do you not know one?
Yeah, Rich George, he's played a lot as a goalkeeper. He's Aspire very much see him as a winger, I think.
This is like 10 years ago now. I'm showing my age.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I'm only 24, but I'm showing my.
I was hardly born.
Okay. Like one ass Charlie. Minute 20 left on the clock.
It's flown by this half.
It has. It's been nice.
Again, weird decision from Dan McClellan. If he meant to do it, it was weird, and if he didn't mean to do it, also weird.
John Boulding cut out by Mason. Sevenoaks have really done well defensively since that early goal. They'd be disappointed to have conceded that early goal, because they've been, dare I say, relatively comfortable.
Sevenoaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all of Aspire's pressure.
Yeah, it's not as if they've been clawing them off the line
No.
constantly or anything. Like, there's been a couple of chances that Aspire have had, but overall, you'd say, yeah, they've been pretty solid in the game. I think it's still 0-0 over on Court B
It is indeed.
between Greenbank and Middlesbrough. Greenbank, obviously, I upset them on the 2-on-1 podcast when I said that it's too early to tell whether they're a proper title contender yet. Marcus Harrison, honestly, the first thing he said to me when he saw me yesterday was not, "Hi Charlie, how are you? Congratulations on your award." He said, "I can't believe you don't think Greenbank are going to win the league." Well, I didn't say that, but they've not been able to break down Middlesbrough yet. So
No, I respect what you said on the podcast. A lot you were just coming out and saying as it is. I'm sorry, it was very refreshing.
yeah,
A lot of times I texted Ryan, I went, "You know what, Charlie's not holding back in this episode of the podcast."
I don't know why you would. Like,
Brilliant.
I don't think any of the players want you to hold back.
No.
And if I feel like we've got a pretty good community. They're quite humble, and like players want to genuinely want when they listen to, if they're the kind of player to listen to the podcast, they genuinely want feedback on their game and and constructive criticism and praise and all that. And that's what we were delivering. I think it was quite. Yeah, I felt very like it was quite a candid episode, but I was just saying how I felt, and I don't think I was unfair or harsh on anyone. And if there's any players listening, and you did think I was unfair or harsh on you, come and chat to me, because I'm more than happy to chat.
Half time.
1-0
Aspire. I'm going to get my chair. We'll see you in the second half.
See you in the second half. We're back underway here. Sevenoaks 1. Sevenoaks 0, Aspire 1. No changes from either side at the break. Aspire will be hoping to sort of take off those shackles and become a bit more free scoring in the second half. Sevenoaks will hope that their defensive resolution will allow them an avenue back into this game and they can strike on the counter-attack and secure an equaliser. The ball right now with Rich George, Aspire's number 11.
I want a Rich George goal. That's what I want. That's what I'm here for. A Rich George goal. We're on the pitch when Rich scores, Charlie. We're on the pitch.
Oh wait.
When Rich scores, we're on the pitch.
Yeah, I've seen a Rich George goal in the flesh.
Mate, I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. It's the only reason I came back from the cruise, mate. Honestly.
To be fair, you're not needed at Teesside anymore.
I'm just a voice, aren't I, to be fair?
Yeah,
so
just a voice. Think you've got a chance of starting any games this weekend, Greg?
Honestly, mate, who knows? Who knows?
Oh, forceful between great defending.
I'm here for the vibes, mate. Here for the vibes. That'd be a 2-on-1. We'll play on, but... Oh, brilliant play for Aspire. Go on, in the gap for Dan McClellan. Oh my God, this is... Tell you what, that'd have been some goal.
Yeah, they were moving it.
I forgot I was commentating, then I just turned into a fan. Because I've got in my football jam lower now, I was feeling the passes. I was like...
You feel the vibrations, yeah.
Through the wheels, mate. It was... Oh.
Great, we just say, by the way, great advantage played in the middle of that move by Dave Morris.
Advantage.
Very, very good refereeing. It's been a well-refereed game, this. Which, you know, always feels like a weird thing to comment on, but also there's always comments about referees not doing, you know, when they have their worst moments, so it's always important to point out when they do things really well too.
Yeah, I feel like referees only get mentioned when there's some controversy, so it's always important to highlight when they're doing a good job. Goal kick. Thought it would have been possibly a 2-on-1. George shipping Kyle Alexander there, possibly.
So Aspire starting the second half in a similar fashion to the way they started the first, probing the Sevenoaks goal. See what he's trying to do there. Stanley ball. Doesn't quite come off.
Oh, it's a brilliant front bumper. Possibly would have liked to have seen Rich stay in reverse there. Not quite sure why he turned around. But another great advantage from Dave Morris. Dan McClellan. Oh my word. That is a ridiculous finish. I was about to say he's got a gap in the near post if he wants to find it. It doesn't need... Kyle Alexander's rushing him out to the near post because he knows that's where the gap is. Dan McClellan goes, all right, I'm just going to have the gap in between.
Yeah, that was a bit silly.
I was right in line with that.
Yeah, that was the best thing, is because there were so many moving chairs, and we literally just saw like the chairs move, and then this gap open up as the ball just like spun towards us. We had a fantastic view of that.
We just turned into fans for a second again. It was just, just cut across it. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that was outrageous from Dan McClellan. That's the sort of quality that he likes to impart on the game. England and Aspires. Wow, he's not number 7 for England, is he?
Is he not?
10, he's number 10 for England.
7,
Chris Gordon has the 7 shirt for England. And apparently, when Dan joined the squad at the ripe old age of 14, Chris wasn't willing to surrender his number.
Shocking, that. Can't think for the life of me why. Oh, brilliant. Oh. He's playing so well at the minute, Dan McClellan. As I say that, absolutely... Oh, he's got away with it, though.
Yeah, that reverse pass to Rich George. Would have liked to see Rich George finish that.
It's a brilliant ball by Dan McClellan. It really was. He's now playing middle. John Bowling out wide. He's left that for Rich George. James Mason as well to cut it out.
Yeah, Dan McClellan expecting a little bit much of Rich George there. He's always going to be second to that ball.
Mason. Doing well here.
They appeal for everything, don't they, Sevenoaks?
Mate, it's part and parcel. When you join Sevenoaks, you have to start appealing for everything. It's in the contract.
I think I'd fit in well at Sevenoaks.
You know who would? Oscar Mulgrew.
Yeah?
Training, he would appeal for... Honestly, there could be no one near ball for an opportunity. He would appeal for it.
So you don't appeal for anything. You, in fact, give corners against yourself.
Honestly, if the fair play will go to a person, I think I'd be a shoo-in.
You would be. I always just think you're just constantly trying to get yourself in one of those top 10 football respect moment montages.
Rich George. That's been out for a corner.
Is he appealing for a goal there, Rich George?
Yeah. So I am going for top 10 football respect moments. Green Man get a goal. They've broken the deadlock on B, 1-0 over Middlesbrough. But
Luke Kelly. He scores big goals, Luke Kelly.
Start a football chat there. Luke Kelly. Whoa. Oh, my word. Mate, it's gone in.
What's going to be given here?
Free kick. Free kick? We give it a free kick?
Against...
Dan McClellan for contact? No goal? No goal. Free kick. Ian Harley wants a word with Dave. Maybe he thinks it's a good goal. But so James Mason spun.
I think Dan McClellan said something.
Oh.
I mean, I can understand his frustration as far as number 7. But I do think there was maybe an expletive hold the way of Ian Harley that he took exception to, because there was a bit of a discussion. I wonder if the contentious nature of the decision has maybe saved Dan McClellan there from receiving a booking.
If anything's been said to the official, should it not be a card?
We don't know what was said. We can't speculate about what was said.
Like
I mean, I know my brother, so I know what was likely said. But
but if that was the case, and Dave Morris has gone over to have a word with him, surely a card should follow. Well, there wasn't a card. We move on. But,
we move on. And
naughty.
To be honest, Sevenoaks were quite lucky there, I think, with the decision. Dan McClellan had got the wrong side of the Sevenoaks defence. He managed to wedge himself in there.
Why is James Mason sat facing Dan McClellan?
Vibes.
John Bowling winds up. Oh, brilliant ball to Rich George. Across to Dan McClellan. Oh, that was nearly an unbelievable move from Aspire.
They're moving it really well in the second half. I think they probably said in that first that they weren't massively pleased with. And they've got, I think as well, like they're playing with a lot more freedom now, Spy, because they've got that second goal, that sort of buffer. You know, you mentioned West Brom earlier. They obviously drew 1-1 with GBG earlier. Rich George.
Going off.
Good performance from Rich George in the link-up. Wasn't his best performance in front of goal, I think.
Yeah, good link-up play. But I think clinical nature wasn't quite there. So his first game. We'll let him off.
Tough. Well, compared to some teams, there's some ridiculous weekends of fixtures for some teams this weekend. Villa, I was just speaking to Rosie Hodgson at half-time in that game. They've got, tomorrow, they've got Aspire, then I think it's Newcastle. No, Aspire, then someone good, then Leeds. Aspire, West Brom, Leeds.
No, it's Aspire. Yeah, Leeds last game, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm doing that with Ryan.
Aspire, West Brom, Leeds, and then They've also, and then you've got Newcastle who have got Teesside, then Aspire, then Leeds, then Middlesbrough. You've got like, some really tough fixture
We've got
lists this weekend.
Newcastle, then Borough, then tomorrow we've got Greenbank and Leeds.
Yeah, so for Aspire it's Newcastle this afternoon, Villa tomorrow morning, and then Greenbank as the lunchtime kickoff tomorrow. Those are the
Super Sunday.
I think that is the that 12:45 slot tomorrow is Super Sunday for me. You've got on one court you've got Aspire and Greenbank, and on the other you've got Teesside and Leeds at the same time. So that's proper.
Like, I was so excited by that Aspire Greenbank game. I forgot that I can't commentate it because I'm playing on the other side.
Yeah.
Put my name down for it. Went 5 minutes later. Went. Oh,
even you forget you're a player.
See, there you go. I've outed myself. Even I forget I'm a player. Told you, man, I'm just here for the vibes. I'm a ringer. McClellan. Folding back to the number 7. Cut out by Ball. That'll be 2-on-1.
Yeah, he had to get out quicker there, Jordan Williams.
Playing on. Advantage is gone. Ball cut out by Stanley Ball. He wins a free kick. Well, I thought he'd win a free kick there, but play on. James Mason's going in the wall. That was a heavy contact. My word. You know what? He's shaking it off well.
Yeah, they both did.
Tell you what, that was a hefty contact as well. But it's the fact that both of them saw it coming and went, you know what? I've accepted my fate.
You know what? It's 2-0 and there's 8 minutes left. I would definitely not be going into the wall there. I'd just be, you know what, James, you can have this one.
Game's gone. Game's gone. Oh my word, good positioning, Mike. Dan McClellan there.
Must say, I think Sevenoaks will take a lot of encouragement from this performance. There's been elements of it that have been really good. Oh, why have I said that?
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh no. Well, it's 3-0 to Aspire.
Goal, John Boulding assist Charlie McClellan.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sevenoaks.
Oh my God, he's just come flying out of his box to try and read that. He's gone, I've heard Charlie say we're playing really well. Let's have it. Oh, it's gone in the gap behind me. It's proper Leroy Jenkins moment that from Carly's on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got Leroy. Oh, damn, it's got in behind me. No, I still think they take to a lot of heart.
No, I do. I stand by it.
No, my, the circumstance that can't count.
It doesn't go in anyway.
But, okay, but like those are the ones though, right? What like the new rules that probably would have counted.
Yeah, it's mental to me that a ball can go over a bumper and.
What's the keeper meant to do? But if the keeper sticks their hand out and goes, and there's a red card and they're off.
Yeah. You should do it at some point this weekend. What,
when I'm supposedly playing?
Well, yeah, true. There's the first issue with that.
Yeah, can't do it for the bench, can I? And yeah, they'll take a lot of heart, like the circumstances in which they're playing, and who they're playing. They've not created anything going forward. I don't think they would have expected to massively, but defensively they've shown real heart and stuck at it.
Their fixtures for the rest of the weekend. Sevenoaks got a 3-game day today. They've got West Brom up next, which is a tough game, but they will see the GBG Knights result this morning and smell maybe some blood in the water and sense an opportunity in that one. Then a big game at 4:30. They've got GBG Knights, which
I mean, either that or West Brom. You get the initial reaction from West Brom.
Yeah, that you get an angry Chris Gordon, which is
and an angry team talking Colin Gordon as well to G them up.
Yeah. To be fair, the half-time one today didn't look particularly pleasant. Again, the ball goes over a bumper. This time, we play on, and then tomorrow it's Middlesbrough and not Sevenoaks.
They're playing themselves.
Middlesbrough and Muscle Warriors, which
big games.
Yeah, there's some chance. There's some points potentially there for Sevenoaks. They were on the wrong side of fine margins in that opening weekend in a couple of their games. Let's hope that this weekend can be the one where Sevenoaks can get themselves on the right side of that fine line between success and failure.
Very poetic of you there. I wouldn't say angry team talking Colin Gordon, I'd say passionate.
Passionate, yeah, not angry.
No,
impassioned. Yeah.
It's the Argentinian flair. It's the Argentinian in him coming out.
I think Dan McClellan's... Yeah, John Boulding's playing on the wing, interestingly. It's good fun.
I mean, you might as well. You're going to win this game, aren't you? So, where's this going? James maybe needs to be 5 metres there, because he's definitely... Is he 5 metres now?
It's not been measured.
3 in the box. No way Stanley was sat in the box. From a stationary...
If he's
that's a sloppy. Like,
yeah.
I'm all for giving... I give players benefit of the doubt all the time, and like I'm never... Like, that's a sloppy one.
That's a silly one to give away.
Because, like, there's no... Like, you've not moved. You just sat... You parked yourself there. Dan McClellan. Deep breath, like Ronaldo. Oh my... That's a new one.
Kyle Alexander just turns to us and goes, that could have gone anywhere. And he's right, it could have gone anywhere.
I didn't see John... I line anymore. I did not see that... I was like, what's Dan doing? Why is he hitting it that way?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I love... It does look so cool when they do like the dummy at the same time, and then they like...
Yeah.
It does look... It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Good pick off from Dan McClellan. Oh, I think he could have delayed that and put it in the gap again.
That gap just arrived, didn't it, at the last minute? Kind of thing you'd see that maybe he'd swap.
Exactly.
Swap? The kind of thing that usually you'd see.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's early morning.
The players are rusty. The commentators are rusty.
Right, first kick-off. Villa, us and Warriors this morning. Within 10 seconds we kicked off. I said Medea flicked it to Ali, and I meant Alan.
Oh dear.
Terrible.
That's a howler.
It's a howler. I've been pretty good since then. McClellan. But yeah, definitely some rust from the my time away. McClellan. Brilliant touch. Front bumper. Oh my god, it was there. You saw it coming. Effort from Jordan Williams. 2 minutes left.
I'd say I think all the subs for Aspire have added a real impetus when they've come on, added a freshness to the game.
Yeah. I agree. I think we're going to see one more. As off go John Bowling and Dan McClellan, on come John Dixon and Sally McNeil. We're going to see John Dixon in the middle. Really rotating now, aren't they? Aspire.
Operated centrally, well, as a goalkeeper more often than a central player, but occasionally as a centre player in his time at Throttle's, John Dixon, before becoming an out-and-out winger, really actually high winger now for Aspire as well. Lots of transferable skills in Powerchair Football.
Sounds like A-level PE all over again.
Didn't do A-level PE. I've always been very good at watching sports, but not great at the old playing.
It was easy enough to get a high grade for Powerchair Football because they'd never heard of it and just went, you play the Premiership, you're obviously good. Have a 10.
I think Dan just submitted like footage of the World Cup, and they were like, "Well, you can't really like. What else can you do?" Like,
where's the marking criteria? Ooh, right, you didn't win the World Cup. So did we mark you down for that? Compared to Joe Bloggs, who's playing badminton.
Yeah, he's absolutely smashing it with his backhand in ping pong.
Yeah. May not be at the World Cup level, but I mean his backhand is class.
Yeah.
He won the local under-15s tournament. We're marking winners here.
Oh, it's been a fun game. It's been enjoyable. Played in a high spirit.
That's just our commentary.
Yeah, we're just having a great time.
It's always a pleasure, Charlie.
It's always a pleasure. We don't really get a lot of games together, and we usually get silly games together as well. Like I remember, I think our last one was. It was Aspire Newcastle, but John Boulding was suspended, and there was like dribble goals, and it was all going off. John Dixon.
Abbott. What a touch that is, by the way, from George Shipley.
Yeah, I don't know how he's managed to keep control of that.
We've hit triple zeros on the clock.
We're into additional time. I'm going to ask you, Greg, for a player of the match.
Dan McLennan. There you go. Done. Didn't even have to think about it. Oh, he's been excellent. The second goal was superb. I think he's played extremely well. John Bolney obviously scored the long shot. He's had too many of them in his career.
That's his first goal of the season, actually.
Is it?
John Balding, yeah. He doesn't really...
Shocking.
Because of the way that the ball doesn't really get back to him in and around the penalty area as much anymore, because Dan McLennan and John Dixon just love just smashing it between the two of them across the line. So yeah, his goal tally in the...
to be fair.
Yeah, it's a great strike.
Not a bad effort. You get a winger on making a run.
Well done, Sevenoaks.
Yeah, they've kept going. That's the only thing I'm asking of them this weekend is to just keep going. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them, but
yeah,
I've just said just keep going, boys.
Really nice to end on the note of just one last mention. Obviously, we had the lovely minutes applause before the game for Dad passing of Miles Miller. He will have enjoyed this game. He will be, sure, smiling down on.
You know what he'd have enjoyed? He'd have enjoyed the ratting on the edge of the box. It was the biggest rat, other than Marcus Allen, the biggest rat on the edge of the box.
Yeah, 100%.
He was great at it as well. But yes, full time, Spire 3, Sevenoaks 0. A comfortable game for Spire. Sevenoaks defended well, kept going. In the end, Spire's quality was too much. They won't have looked too much into this game. Sevenoaks. They have much more important fixtures coming up across this weekend in the relegation battle down at the bottom of the table. For Spire, they continue to stake their claim to retain Premiership crown.
Retain?
No, reclaim. Reclaim.
Right, yeah, I was going to say.
Reclaim, not retain.
Have you given it up already?
No, we're retaining, they're reclaiming the Premiership crown. Been a pleasure, Charlie.
It's been a pleasure. See you for the next one.
That's me.
I'll be commentating on you. Well, if
I play.
We'll see you for the next one.
See you for the next one.